Okay, these all came out exactly how I thought they would, except for one, but we're gonna talk about that in just a little bit. The cool thing is that I used a really old trick that I used to use back when I was in like pottery class, where whenever I wanted to attach an item, such as a crystal, I would put it on the space in which I planned to put it on, and then just like wiggle it, and that would account for the shrinkage. Half the time it was too difficult to get like 12% shrinkage rate on a body, and then glaze it, and then account for like the glazed body, making it a tiny bit bigger, and making items fit on the pot exactly. So what we did half the time, we just like got it in its raw form, wiggled it, and it usually worked. And I'm very happy to say that that trick still works. If you remember from the previous video, I got the crystals already matched up, and they they fit exactly where I wanted them to fit. The grooves on this match up perfectly with the crystal that I was gonna put on here anyway. So we're gonna attach these, and we're gonna choose one for ceramic Sabrina in just a second, but for now, let's go over these and just take a closer look at them. Here's mug number 1, and here is the crystal that it's supposed to be paired with. If you remember, I wanted this one to be on the inside of the handle itself, so I got the jagged part of the crystal and just kind of slotted it right in here, and you can see it lines up perfectly. This was the raw work mug that I wanted to give her. I only glazed the inside for food safety, and I glazed the very lip so that she can put her lips on it, but the rest of the body was left raw, and the marbleization showed perfectly. And the Laogai green came out fine as well. This is exactly how the glaze is supposed to come out on every clay body. This is a very versatile glaze. But now she's basically gonna have like a knuckle rest like this. Look. This is the first time I've done this with functional wear. I usually put it on like super pretty aesthetic stuff like vases, so that way it doesn't get in the way of the actual functionality. So for a first try, I'm actually pretty excited that this worked this way. She might end up having to like hold it in an awkward way, but I don't think she uses handles that much anyway, so we're just gonna call it good, all right? I'm happy it fits. And of course I glazed the bottom still, even though I wanted the majority of the body to be raw work, because I'm not a savage. This cup here was the big brain cup. Remember where I split half, well, you can clearly see what I did to it because it's literally half missing. I split the handle in half thinking that I could put a crystal in it at a later time, and so I just took out a chunk. Later on in the video, I will probably sand this down and make it a little bit more smooth because a little bit of this is poking out. This is a little more square than I would like it to be, and I don't know if it'll fit it. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear sweet, historically accurate Jesus, it actually fits in there. Wow, I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually didn't think that would fit in there that well. The trick where I just wiggle items inside of stuff actually accounted for the shrinkage. That is kind of creepy. I wonder if it'll fit another angle. Of course it will. Yeah, because it's the same size. Yeah, oh, that fits perfect. The cool thing is that one of these is going to go to Ceramic Sabrina, while the other 3 are going to go on my website. So that way, you know, if someone is right now looking at this going, ooh, I kind of want that, it's probably going to end up on my website sooner or later. Who knows? By this time, it might have already sold. You can clearly see that this is the same exact glaze. The only difference is you get to really see the texture in the rutile inside of this glaze. This is one of my favorite glazes. I know I've been saying that forever and ever, but it really is one of my favorite glazes now. I haven't had a good green for a long time, and now that I've finally made one, I'm using it left and right. Does the crystal stay in there if I shake it around a bit? Oh, it does! Oh, I did such a good job! Sorry, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm actually pretty excited because I've never tried this before with any other work. So the fact that I got it to be this stable, I'm really excited about it. Okay, this one is pretty easy, but this one requires a bit of explanation if you haven't seen episode number 2 by this point. This one was really just a very small crystal that I need to jam at the very base of the handle itself, and it looks like it still fits as expected because the other ones are fitting, so why wouldn't this one fit? The one weird thing with this one is that we tested a new glaze with this, and the glaze was actually this glaze right here. You remember from the last episode, we were supposed to be testing the Constellation series from Coyote, Gemini MBG178, and it has like a little firing range here, and I tried to follow this as best as I could. I really did. Even though I didn't follow it all the way, I kind of expected it to be close to this color. It didn't turn out that color at all. at all. These two colors are not the same at all. They're not even in the same ballpark as each other. Coyote, what? I can't really be mad at Coyote because I didn't follow the instructions, but I'm not hating it. I kind of dig it, actually. It's kind of cool. I think my only real issue is that, like, it looks nothing like the bottle whatsoever. It does look cool, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if she picked this. These are very earthy colors, and this is the only non-green combo one that I have. You know what, I actually kind of like this. I know I was harsh on it at first, but now that I look at it, it's kind of cool. It looks like Rusty Duck with a cascade of blue oasis, which are things I just made up right now. I'm pretty sure this will fit in there. I don't exactly remember what angle I put it in at. Right there. Yeah, oh, that does fine. We'll just attach it right there. That should be good. That wasn't really for functionality or to like use it as an extra handle or anything. I just was like, well, I gotta put this crystal somewhere. So this one came out pretty good. Although I will say, if you are buying this glaze, it is a high chance it'll probably just end up a little bit brown. This is my experience with most glazes of this series from Coyote, I will say that. Now this one right here I like a lot, but I do kind of feel like it was a bit of a cop-out because I already know about this combination and I love it. I really wish I could have put a third glaze up here, but I felt like it would get a little too drippy, even though I know lots of you like drippy glazes. But this glaze is that green again, which I already know works, but the combination up here is beautiful, and I really wanted her to have one of these. On my last store upload, I actually put an assortment of these because I thought they would be popular, and they sold out in an instant, right? But look at that. Look at that right there. You can't tell me you don't like those. You can't tell me you don't like those micro crystals right there. You better click that like button. I know you like those micro crystals. Don't lie to me. I'm actually really excited to show her this oil spot red and this Laogai green combination because the two don't really mold together except for at this part here. They usually just kind of separate and the oil spot red takes over. Unless I make the green a little bit thinner, then they mold together, but still the oil spot red is really thick. The reason that I feel like it's a bit of a cop out here is because this mug here was really just gonna have a crystal on the very top of it here and use it as kind of like a thumb holder, you know what I mean? So I was gonna put this here. Well, I feel like I'm putting it wrong. Yep, there it goes. That's how it goes right there. I was just going to attach it to this space here so that when she holds it, it acts kind of like a thumb rest. I know she doesn't use the handle that much, so I'm just gonna put that right there. There we go. That'll bring the kids in for supper. Okay, we've taken a bit of a look at them. Now let's attach the crystals.
Oh, but Dante, how are you going to attach them? I've never seen a technique where somebody attaches a substance. Did you fire them in the kiln together? Is that how you did?
Nope, I have this super duper good material that connects them together. It's top secret. No one else in the world knows about it. Sometimes I wonder, oh, am I too big brain? Am I too big brain to have this material? Should this not be in the hands of a genius such as I? The answer is actually no, because it's honestly just Gorilla Glue. It's just glue, guys. There's no special technique. It's literally just glue. I should tell you, though, for any other artists watching this right now, glue is technically not food safe, whether it's super regular or Gorilla Glue. That's why I'm using all these crystals on the outside of the mug. And depending on what type of glue you use, you can technically microwave it. That's why I get Gorilla Glue. You don't microwave it too much. It's usually generally good to go. But as long as you don't put it in there for like 10 minutes at a time with actual bowls that you glued together because you chipped off a little piece, you don't have to worry about food safety because it should be on the outside of your stuff anyway and not on the inside. Keep in mind that all glue is not food safe, so if this chips off right here and I glue it together, I can't then drink off this. Like, it's technically not food safe. Even when you Google it, like, it's not considered food safe. It says right there.
Yeah, boy.
For anyone out there who's wondering why I choose to use Gorilla Glue instead of like super glue or regular glue, it's for a couple of reasons. Number one, as you can probably already see it start to happen, Gorilla Glue usually expands and grabs onto extra spaces whenever I attach something. I don't know why, I'm not like a glue expert or anything. It's just that when I use super glue and regular glue, it doesn't do this, and I want it to attach a little better. Number two, Gorilla Glue is just stronger and lasts way longer, and for some strange reason, it lasts a little bit longer in the microwave. I've tried it both ways. I've tried to microwave super glue, Gorilla Glue, and normal glue, and Gorilla Glue just doesn't like melt as fast when I put a cup in the microwave for like 5 minutes straight, and I have no idea why. It just be like that. So I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna let it set up, and then I will probably Dremel these off in about 2 hours. Okay, these are pretty much done now. I left them alone for about an hour or two, and these are not coming off. These are definitely stuck on there now. But as I said before, I still have to kind of clean up these lines. Gorilla Glue seems to kind of expand like this. It's really normal for it to do this, but it comes off pretty easily. I like to speed this process up by just getting my Dremel and cleaning up the sides this way.
Oh, yeah!
Well, thank you, Dirty Potters, for joining me today. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. As far as a mug trade goes, this is just kind of extra content for something that I wanted to do while I went out into the world and made like YouTube pottery friends. If you have any recommendations for some potters that I don't know about or that you think I should trade with, please put them in the comments below. I would always like to hear suggestions. But as far as these go, these came out better than I thought they would, to be honest with you. As I was using Gorilla Glue, I was like, these are gonna look awful. It's gonna expand too much into the other territory of the glaze. It's gonna ruin the glaze. I just Dremeled them off with like the application that's a little tiny wire brush, and it just cleaned them up really nicely. I'm especially proud of this one because I was so sure this was not gonna work. In episode number 1, while I was making this, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get the shrinkage rate right. There's no way this crystal's gonna fit in there afterwards. There's no way it's gonna happen. But lo and behold, it works just like a normal, you know, like the crystal doesn't move. I can hold it like a normal mug. It doesn't really get in the way. I touch it, it doesn't hurt. It's smoothed down. It doesn't really get in the way of the functionality. Neither does this one because the arch is way up here. Most people hold like this. This one is essentially a thumb rest. And this one here is, you know, this one might be in the way. But thank you, Dirty Potters, for watching me today. Remember to click all the buttons so my YouTube overlords are happy and my account doesn't get shadow banned. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you, Dirty Potters, next week. I can hear half of you in the comments below right now. He's been messing with us. He's been messing with us the entire time. He's been using glue for years and just didn't say anything. No, I said something. Y'all just don't believe me. You think I have like some weird magical Potter juice abilities. I don't. Half the time it's regular stuff you have around your house and I just make do.